We have a voicemail number that is 219-2-DAVID-P. You can call anytime. Here's a really interesting question about some of the coverage I've done of the things Joe Rogan has said recently. And the caller is asking, why aren't other people on the left doing similar coverage? It's an interesting topic. Let's listen.
Hey, David. First of all, huge fan of the show. One thing I'd like to give you a shout out for is you being able to call out other people like Joe Rogan, such as more powerful than yourself. And one thing that's really been bothering me is a lot of people on the left, I'm not even going to call them the so-called left, but I noticed they avoid criticizing people like Joe Rogan and Jimmy Dore. And then when they are called out on it, they say, well, I'm personal friends with them, so you have to understand that it's uncomfortable, blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
And it's like, part of me sees where they're coming from, but look, man, I worked in a grocery store for the first, year and a half of COVID. If you think I didn't have to call out friends who I've known way longer than any of these people I've known, like Jimmy Dore or Joe Rogan, I'm talking about 10 years, I've worked with these people. That's far more uncomfortable than calling out a workmate. So people saying you got to understand it's uncomfortable. Dude, I'm the first one to say it's uncomfortable. I've had to do it in way more uncomfortable circumstance. And look, this is a once every 100-year pandemic. This is important. I hope those people still like me, but at the end of the day, I don't care,
Yeah, and the caller goes on a bit. I can't really speak to why anybody else does or doesn't do criticism of anything in particular. Sometimes people will write to me and they'll say, David, why haven't you said anything about this or that? And it's sometimes I just don't have anything to say about it. I will tell you that there are people who, when I've done segments critical of the things Joe Rogan has said about whatever COVID related, vaccines, ivermectin, whatever, I will get messages from other hosts saying, I think it was really great that you did that, actually. And they don't say why they are or aren't, why they're not doing it themselves in many cases. And I don't ask, but everybody's got to make whatever decision is right for them. Joe Rogan's a guy I met twice and have exchanged some messages with. And I think that on a lot of things, he has interesting insights. I think he's gotten a lot of things just flat wrong on COVID. And to the extent that I think that his audience is falling for things that are wrong, I'll do my best to correct it in a respectful way. And as I've said before, I have no idea whether Rogan's even aware of the fact that I've done that coverage. If he is and doesn't like it and never wants to have me back on, that may be the case. If he has no idea that I've done it, I would go and talk to him about it in person. I mean, for me, this is not a personal thing. I'm seeing what's being said and who has audiences that are listening. And if I feel that it has to be corrected, I do it. That's my view. And then you put aside the personal stuff. We have a great bonus show for you today. Cornell has shut down its Ithaca campus after major Omicron signs have been found, while at the same time we are getting better looking information about the severity of Omicron, which we will talk about. Joe Biden is set to surpass Donald Trump in first-year judicial nominees, which is a big deal. This was one of Trump's big accomplishments, judges. And Joe Biden is set to surpass Trump for that first year. We will also talk about the House of Representatives passing a Uyghur forced labor bill, or Uyghur forced labor bill, depending on your preferred pronunciation. What is in it? What is its jurisdiction? We'll talk about it on the bonus show. You can sign up at joinpacman.com. Excuse me. Also remember that on January 1st, we will be doing a single day membership special to kick off the new year. If you'd like to participate, just get on our mailing list at davidpacman.com. We will see you on today's bonus show.